the first and official Juanita, a seat at the table, taking the apology off the table. And this is basically having conversations with dope females. It's gonna be males on here too, but with just dope people in general on business, life, spirituality, whatever topics that we feel like we need to hit on, we'll hit on those. So, my first and official guest is my sister Mishy. Mishy is God man, you do so much.
I do.
You do so much.
I know.
But she's known as a poet, spoken word artist. And Mishy is a writer. Mishy has a blog. Mishy writes. How do you get to your Tumblr? To your Tumblr?
To my Tumblr? Oh my lord! I feel like it is MishyWrites.tumblr, but I'll have to look again. It's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay. So,
Instagram and stuff.
how are you,
Girl?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to slow it down. I'm in the process of just breathing because I feel like my mind, because like you said, I do so many things. I feel like my mind is always jumping to different things, and it's all disorganized, and I just move quickly, but I don't I execute it well, but I feel like there are ways for me to execute it better. You know, so I need to take my time.
Man, this season all about details.
Yes.
Details down to the details. Now you gotta be down to the details.
Yeah. So
I feel like
I'm everywhere. I don't take my time.
Stop telling people that you're slowing down. You're not slowing down. You're getting some things on water. You still doing what you have to do because you're probably still doing it behind the scenes. But
that's another thing too, is I'm trying to learn how to be behind the scenes.
I was saying you can work behind the scenes.
Yes.
You know, I thrive behind the scenes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, because I feel like when people see your every move, I don't know. I mean, it's cool to show the process, but maybe show the process later. You know, and it can be cool to see it in real time. But then I find sometimes I get frustrated. Like if I'm doing it in real time and it's like, oh, but this is when I have the mind to do, or the day or time to do it, but then it doesn't get done, then I start to get frustrated and I start to get impatient. So it's sometimes you just have to, like you said, be behind the scenes and do it and pop out when it's time.
Yeah, but I know, I always told you I admire you for because Mishy will go through a situation, y'all, and while she's going through it, she'll tell you about the situation. Me, you probably won't hear about that situation till 2 years later down the road. Until I'm good and healed. Mishy tells you while the wound is fresh. I tell you when the wound is healed and no longer there.
Right.
You
You always see the scar for real.
So it's two different processes, but I think there's awareness, and I think there's something in both of those processes. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can take away from both of those processes. Cause
it's true.
You know what I'm saying? People don't I wouldn't say have to wonder. You know what I'm saying? But I just be so off the scene. You know what I'm saying? It'd be 2 years down the line before I actually talk about it. Because I rather I like to heal first and then talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's beauty, like you said.
It takes a strong person. It takes a strong person to be going through it and talk about it at the same time. Because not me. I wouldn't trust my words in that moment.
No, I feel like though, for me, I do that because I don't know. There's something about being present. It's crazy because I can be present in that kind of moment where I'm I know I'm going through it right now, and I share it because I feel like somebody else needs to hear it. But then I can't it's difficult for me to be present when I'm thinking and doing and organizing and stuff. I'm thinking about future. I can't really be here.
Right.
It's crazy. But I think, like you said, there is beauty in both. There's beauty in being able to tell your story after you've already healed, and there's beauty in being able to tell your story.
There was suicides to people. People was yeah. So Richard, I had shared that I went through the suicide attempt that didn't pan out. And people was inboxing me oh my God, if you ever need to talk, girl.
It's that was
years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I I dare not tell you that while I'm going through it.
Right. Well, it's hard too because
somebody may be like, yeah, just go ahead and do it.
The thing is, the thing is though, people need to know like who you are. Like they need to know your character. So it's crazy because right before we did this, right before we started recording, somebody just posted like, you know how people share it and stuff, and somebody was sharing like, do you know me from Facebook? Do you know me in real life? And I posted it and I shared it and I said, you could answer either and you still really wouldn't know me. Like you really wouldn't know me. And so I feel like though you can still have a general idea of a person. So if you know I'm going through something, I'm being vulnerable with you, I'm not sitting here, I'm not the person to be like, woe is me, like, you know, I need all these people to like this or to comment this because I need it. It's more like I'm doing this and my assignment is to express it because for some reason in my heart, the spirit is saying, this isn't,
let it go.
Yeah, this isn't just for you to go through, somebody else's, and they need to know somebody else is going through.
And that's why I posted it, because I was like, let me tell y'all, because I was answering inbox, and I was like, let me tell y'all, I didn't already pass this test, I'm already passed this class, but there's somebody that's sitting in that same seat right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't already got over the test, but there's somebody that's sitting in that seat in that same class right now, and that probably could have helped them.
Yeah.
So,
it's true. You don't know. And you really don't know what people are going through because people don't want to be vulnerable in that moment because they're like, oh, if I'm vulnerable right now, that means people can, like you said, take shots at me now. That means they're going to hit me while I'm down and stuff like that. But, like, I mean, there is beauty and vulnerability in the moment, in the present time. And those people who will take shots, like, they're not for you, you know?
True.
And the people who are really for you are going to answer in the way that you need.
I'm just saying, let me write this down. And the people that are for you,
I'm serious because, and then there are people who are there for a season and they'll be for you there for now. Okay, cool. Like they can be there for you for in the season, but like later on, like if they fall off or whatever, okay, that was their season for your life then, and then somebody could come along or take their place or whatever, but.
Man, because I'm meeting so many new people, like, and I'm talking about people that's like genuinely for me.
Yeah.
Like she said, like, you talking about a team. Like, your team is not gonna, your team is not gonna prosper if you don't have people that's genuinely for you. Like, I used to have a coach in high school, and she would talk about the term buying in. If you don't have people on your team that's bought in to your system, to what you're trying to do, it's never going to work. Like every time, like she can say buy in 100 times, and you'll get in the game and you'll play, and you'll realize that in fact that you did not buy in because you did nothing that she said. You know what I'm saying? Like right. But that like that term comes back around, like that buy in term. Like you have to have people on your team that buys into what you're saying and what you're trying to do.
Right. And not just for the moment either. Because the problem is there are too many people who you'll explain something to, and in the moment they're like, yeah, I'm a buy in right now, but when it gets hard, they were never really there for it.
You can say that they didn't really. That's what I'm saying. Like you can say I'm buying in. Like I'm saying, like you have a whole week to prepare for a game, and coach giving you, the scouting report. The coach is up here giving you the scouting report, different stuff, and then the game comes and. She told you in practice that the shooter was number 3, and number 3 is they're just letting them go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you see who in fact wasn't buying in. That's why I said like come game time, you always know who bought in and who didn't. So
no, it's true. Yeah. So you really, I feel like though, like even if you don't realize it, like who those people are who are only bought in for the moment, if you don't realize it now, they'll be revealed eventually.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll be revealed eventually.
When you out here playing your crops, that goes back to when you out here playing your crops, like, let them grow. Let them grow. Let them grow. You ain't always got to cut people off, immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them grow. Like, I could have cut so many people off so early, but sometimes you're going to have to educate people before you cut them off.
No, it's true.
Real talk, you have to educate them before you cut them off. But like,
I think
when your fruits, when your harvest start coming in, you'll see the wheat from the tare. You'll see who was bought in the the sowing season. You'll see who sold what in the sowing season because it's gonna come out. The wheat from the tare. You'll see.
That's true.
We shall see.
Because there, like I said, there are people who will be there for you, who are all for it, who will share your stuff in the moment. And then when you down, they're not asking where you at. They're not asking what happened to you. They're not until you pop back out again. It's like, well, I haven't seen you for like a couple of years. What happened to you?
Girl, I'm dying.
Where were you at?
Sis, I done died and came back.
I know. What in the world? Like, but then there are people who were like with you in it though.
Right.
Like who knew already like what was happening behind the scenes. Because guess what? They asked. They were like, hold up. You were just doing this last week. What happened this week? Where were you?
And I be knowing that because y'all know, like, I don't reach out, especially like when I'm going through a hard time. Like, I do not reach out. So, like, if I'm going through a hard time and you reach out, I just know that you're really for me because I know I didn't reach out. So,
oh my gosh. It's real talk.
that's true. Okay, so what is Mishy Rights?
What is it? Okay, so Mishy Rights is the overall encompassing of my business, like what I do. So not only like do I write, and it's crazy because I mean you'll see it later on, but I created my website, and when I was thinking about everything, I was like, I do a lot. I do poetry, I do motivational speaking. I mean, now I proofread. Like I do a lot of things, and so my brand isn't just it isn't just about words, but it's about overall inspiring and encouraging and motivating people, whether it be in your business, whether it be in your life. Yeah, that's what it is. And so, like I said, I do poetry, so I'll speak to you through poetry, through spoken word. I do motivational speaking events. I proofread, and when I proofread, it's not just to get it right, but it's to be like, okay, like, I'm trying to encourage you
do
through,
this,
through this, like, because some people, like, they don't want to, like, as soon as I said I proofread, there are so many people who are like, I have a book and stuff like that, but I've been scared to let it, like, to put it out because I'm afraid that it doesn't make sense. I'm like, well, here I am. I'm ready for it. Like, you can book me today.
I am going to book you today.
Yes, you can book me today. And yeah, like, it's not just about me. Like, when I proofread something, it's not about, like, getting it right. It's about me actually going through your whole, is it a story? What is this? Like, how can we make this more clear? How can we really, like, put this vibe out there? The same vibe that you're needing. So, yeah, that's what I do. Everything is about inspiring and encouraging and motivating.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So, I mean, because we hit on this the first time, but we're going to hit on this. Yeah. Growing up in church. So, Mish here. I be saying it like mine's any better. You know, everybody hates the deacons. No,
I'm weak. I'm so weak.
Yes. I love my parents. But, so Mishy is a PK. So how do you, being a PK, how do you navigate being in the world? Because you do a lot of events and you come across a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, like, what lessons, like, from church have you taken with you?
Well, like you said, being in the world and not of the world. And that's hard because, I mean, I think it's easy now because I'm an adult, one.
Right.
And two, I'm not, like, in the midst of, like, the church that my dad's the one who's a preacher. So
Right.
I'm not in the church, like, every Sunday. I'm at a different church because he's in a different state. So I feel like it would be more difficult if I was attending the church that he was in, because then it's like all eyes on me. Like she's the pastor's kid. It's not just me; it's my sister too. So it's like these are the pastor's children. Like whatever. Like if they're friends with me on Facebook, they know what's happening, or they know how I'm dressing, how I'm doing, whatever. But I mean, too, like I think there's just a balance. Like there has to be a balance. I mean, obviously respect. There's always going to be respect because I do respect the church and I love God and I respect the Lord.
Right.
And I also respect my dad, but I think my dad also respects me as a person. Because look, just because you're a preacher's kid doesn't mean you're going to get it all right. Because I don't get it all right.
And so, I have some PKs.
And you know that they rebel though. Like hardcore, like
if you grew up in the church,
other end,
you're going to rebel. Like,
I mean,
if you grew up in the church, you're going to rebel at some point.
At some point. And so I think though, like some lessons I've learned, like is just just being in the world and not of it, and just really, but still like, and lessons of love too, because like the church has the reputation of being hateful of people who are not like it, and so people could look at me being a preacher's kid and be like, oh, she a goody two shoes, oh, she don't like these types of people, or I could step into a room and be like, Mishy's a lover, like she loves people no matter where you come from, and that's how we were called to. That's what we were called to do. Jesus he did not sit in the table full of perfect people, and he did not have perfect disciples. He sat at a table with
him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he sat at a table with sinners and people who needed healing. So it's like, why, as a preacher's kid, would I try to sit in a room full of perfect people who have it all together, who don't need help?
They really don't have it all together.
It just don't make sense. So, but then again, like I said, it's the balance of being in the world and not of the world. So, being in rooms and at tables with those types of people, but also still having my own boundaries, or like having, like, you know, just being like, okay, like, well, let's talk about this for a second, and like, why do I believe how I believe,
right?
Why do you believe the way you believe? And so, yeah, it's difficult. I'm definitely not an expert.
Do you ever think the church is going to call you back?
Call me back? What you mean? What do you mean?
Do you see yourself as a preacher?
As a preacher? Okay, so I don't know. I feel like I don't see myself being in front of the pulpit. I see myself though being like a preacher.
You're always the ones that end up right in front of it.
That's what I know. I said that, and then I was like, watch me be in front of it in like 5 to 10 years. Oh my goodness.
Can be the one.
But I do see myself. I do see myself being a preacher. Like, stop playing.
Just 10 years ago.
No, I literally thought that as I was saying, I said, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to end up being in front of the church.
I'm going to be front like, she sure did.
Start my own. No, but for real, like, I don't see myself behind the pulpit as much as I do, like, behind pulpits of life. Does that make sense? Pulpits of life. Because there's pulpits in church, but there are pulpits of life. And guess what? Even though, how do we say this now? The church, people misinterpret the church being a building when the church is really us. And so there are different types of churches, but where 2 or 3 are gathered, right? So we in church right now. I mean, really. So like, and truly, like, if you're watching this video, like, I'm behind the pulpit right now. Honestly, whenever I turn the camera on and I do like a motivational thing, truly it's behind that's my pulpit.
True.
It really is. So like, wherever I am, I feel like I can be behind a pulpit. When I teach in preschool, it's technically a pulpit that I'm teaching behind.
Ooh, you do teach them.
I do teach those kids, and so we'll get to that. But yeah. So I feel like there are pulpits of life that I am currently and will teach behind. So that's where I see myself, not necessarily behind a church, physical church.
That's important, man, because let me tell you something. Just because you don't speak the language of the room, just because you don't look like everybody else, just because, and that's why a lot of people just run away from the church in general, because they're outcasts, because they don't look like, they don't talk like, they don't act like.
Right.
But them be the most gifted people.
That's true.
The people that actually have a calling. Them be the people that actually have a calling. The people that you. You know what I'm saying, like placing in the bag, doing all that. Them be the people with a calling. The people that you actually be taking chances on are just people just doing stuff, just doing it.
Right. It's true.
But yeah, the ones that feel like they can't go to church, those be the ones with the callings.
Yes,
exactly. Them be the ones with callings.
And they need an outlet.
The church not gonna teach them. The streets will.
Yeah. It's true. It's true, and it's unfortunate because the church will turn away certain people. And not all churches, but some churches will turn away certain people. And it's like, no, like, you really should have been speaking life into that person instead of judging the outside of what they look like or what circumstance they came from. Because again, because we're people and because we're human, we're not perfect. So instead of being like, okay, how can we work through the situation with you, to be like, you got that situation? Oh, we don't deal with that here. Right. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's how it's supposed to be. Right.
She said, oh, we don't deal with that here. Right, because that's really how it be.
No, it's how it is sometimes. They would rather
talk about that here. We don't deal with that here. We don't.
Instead of being like, Okay, Jesus could have said that to the woman at the well. You had five husbands? Oh, we don't deal with that here. We don't deal with that here. He really
that man had said, and the one that you're in, he said, the only truth that you spoke is the one that you're with is in fact not
your husband. So he could have been like, we don't deal with that here at this well.
That man read her for filth.
He really did.
He said, and the one that you were with, you were correct. He's not
He's
it.
not it.
Because I ain't got one of them.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying though, is like Jesus could have been like that, but now it's like how are we gonna be disciples of him but then be like that? Mm-hmm. He wasn't like that with he could have been like that with all those people.
He could have been like that with Judas.
Okay.
He knew Judas was about to betray him, so why would you let and that's what a man had coming up under that study said. Yes. He was like he knew Judas was about to betray him. Mm-hmm. Even though it was with a kiss, he knew Judas was about to betray him. Right. Betray him, and he. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He still let him go about his business because he knew at the end of the day he was about his business on another level.
Right, on another level. That's the problem though. People are at, they can't, that's the thing is they don't see the levels though. And they don't understand the levels.
He was about his business on another level. Like, I can handle this, but I got bigger stuff to take care of. I'm here for bigger stuff. I got bigger things to take care of.
Facts.
Let me see this. Okay, so yeah, you do work as a preschool teacher. How is that?
Girl, she's
I
gonna
couldn't
imagine me in this notebook. Anyway.
I couldn't imagine. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so being a preschool teacher, so I don't know when you're going to drop this video, but I am praying that by the time this video drops, I am no longer a preschool teacher.
Yes,
because I know, in Jesus' name. Because while it's been a growing experience for me, I've learned lots about children developmentally. I've learned lots about people and in general, parents in general, and it's taught me, like, even though I'm a teacher, it's taught me, like, how to deal with children when I have my own, what kind of parent I should be, how I should treat my children's teachers when they get to that age, because there's a lot of disrespect.
They boo.
There's a lot.
They boo.
There's a lot of disrespect. There is. And that's not everybody, but I have definitely had moments of like, so you really don't care about me. I'm like, you really dropping your child off to a person and you do not respect the person that is taking care of your child for 10.5 hours a day. Like, you better be glad that I have my background check. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to be careful how you treat people. And you know, when they say treat people with kindness, like, that's true. I mean, and I get it, like, people have bad days, like, yes, but you also don't know how that person's day is going too. So just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you gotta treat me some type of way. What if I'm having a bad day too? Right. So it's taught me a lot, but I think it's time to move on. I am yes, I'm getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm growing so much in my creativity. Creativity costs money. I don't have it.
I think we're ready for our gifts to make room for us. Yes. Our gifts to provide for us.
Yes.
So for so long we just, been working these jobs.
Yes.
Fun. It's time for we feel like we done put in so much work.
Yes.
So much work. It's time now for our gifts to make room for us.
Yes.
To provide for us.
Yes. And so, but the problem is for me personally is, like I said, creativity and my gifts, they cost money at points. I am not being provided the sufficient funds. I am not being provided the sufficient funds for that to happen. So in order for my gift to create money for me, I have to be able to give that money first. That money is not being given to me initially. So, because guess what? Like what? I'm 26. I don't know when this video will come out, but I'm 26 currently, and I need a big girl job. And that doesn't mean I have to wear a suit, and that doesn't mean I need benefits.
Our gifts is gonna provide. They're
I'm
gonna
just
have
saying.
to provide.
Exactly. I'm gonna need benefits.
We about to be out here drinking tea.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't.
Everybody else running around the city getting tea. We're about to be drinking tea.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I can't do this whole, like you said, like just working these jobs just to make something. Like, I got the job I got right now because I was trying to move back to chat because I needed connections, and I got them. Okay, now I've been in this job for a while and I've given what I need. Literally, I told myself, I said, once I tell my boss, because I haven't told her yet, And so when she asked me if I'm going to work for the summertime, because there's different programs and stuff, I'm going to look her in the eyes and be like, I am not planning to. And if she asks me why, I'm going to be like, because I do not want to raise another generation of children. I don't think I'm prepared to do it again. I think my time has come because I want to be able to raise my own kids. I feel like I've been raising people's kids for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time, and just doing what I can as a 20-something-year-old with her no kids.
It is a huge responsibility.
It is a responsibility.
Y'all be having serious jobs.
Yo, like this is. I mean, it's at a developmentally crucial age for these kids.
When they understand and keep stuff, yeah.
Like I'm surprised they don't call me mom. I'm pretty sure I've been called mom accidentally a few times. But I'm not saying, and it's not because I birthed these children, it's because I'm teaching these children. It's because I'm teaching them social skills. Like, no, you can't hit this person just because. Like, you just, like, there's certain things that they need to learn, but they can learn it with the parents. Like, I will be a forever grateful my mama kept me at home at that age. Because she wanted to be the one to teach me. She didn't want all these outside people. Not saying that outside people can't teach you clearly, but she wanted to be the one. She wanted to be the one to teach me kindness and to teach me, you know, all this stuff. Right. So, while it's been a fun ride, I think it's time for me to get off. It's time for me to get off while I can.
Yes. Hopefully, I won't be at VW too long either.
Look.
Yeah.
It's
but
time.
I needed that. Because when I left Volkswagen, a lot of couple. I'm learning that I gotta leave well.
Yes, you have to leave well.
You gotta leave well.
And because you really don't know where you're gonna, like, yeah, I can say, yeah, okay, it's not my time to be here anymore, and I could go off to this other job and, like, have benefits and, like, it's cool and everything. But you never know what could happen in the future to where it's like, I actually need this job back again for a little bit. And you never want to leave. Yeah, you really don't want to leave and be like, bye. Like, y'all did nothing for me. You don't want to point out the bitter things. Just be like, you know what? I think it's just my time to go. I think I need to move on into a different aspect. I have loved working here, which I have. I've loved being able to, like, be with these people and, like, learn. But yeah, sometimes like, you really have to leave.
I was listening to a message and it was like, some things you can only learn now.
Yes.
Like some things you can only literally learn now. And I'm, you know, I'm accepting that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to leave well, so I'm not just going up and quit like I usually do, because y'all, they big. So I post on Facebook.
She's the type of person.
I saw a post on Facebook that was like, females get a man and then leave their job. Baby, please, I'll leave you without the man. I'll leave that job without the man, okay? I don't need no man to tell me to leave that job. I've been doing that.
Look, I just leave. For real, though. It's like, you really have
2 weeks notice. You'll notice when I'm not there. Like,
no, oh my gosh. For real though, for real. You really do. Because then also too, like if I'm going to be applying for another job, I would love for the job that I was in to speak well into this next one. So if they going to call these people and be like, so how was Misheála? Because they going to use my government name. How was Misheála?
That girl quit on a Monday, mid-shift.
That's what I'm saying.
Then tell nobody. I'm talking about, we just saw her packing up her stuff. Go.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I need these people to be like, she was reliable to the very end.
I don't never put my previous job on my application line.
I do. Oh, Lord.
That's a mess.
I redid my resume and everything.
If I did, I made them up.
Oh, my gosh. Somebody come get her.
You can call them, but they ain't gonna answer.
Somebody come get her, please. Oh, Lord.
I mean, like I never did, cause I had a habit of not leaving well. Like I had a habit of just quit. So like, no, I won't let you call my previous employer. What do you need that for? Like, what are you getting at?
It's security, job security. Be like, she said that she was reliable. Is she? Yes. Okay. Look. Anyways, that's where I am now with this
grown woman
situation.
Status.
Yes, grown woman status.
Alcohol wine. I mean, it's the same thing, but you know, it's a difference. Okay, wine is for women on this.
It's true.
Women on that cry. Women on this. Alcohol. City girls.
Yep. Yeah. It's facts. It's facts.
Separating city girls from grown women out here. So, let's see. Is there something else? Do you want to leave a word for somebody?
Leave a word?
Whatever is on your heart. Somebody.
Ooh, what is on my heart? I feel like there's a lot on my heart.
I try to leave a word at the end.
I say like, just keep going. I feel like there's a Janae Aiko song I always like. It's
Gotta
pinned.
keep going.
Yes, it's pinned on the top of my Twitter page, and it's because like obviously life is full of ups and downs all the time. We know this. We all know this. We probably going through a down right now or an up right now or whatever. And I feel like when we're on either like side, we can't see the opposite. So when we're really high, we don't ever expect things to go down the way they go down. And when we're low, we don't really expect things to get any better. So I feel like, I always think of that song. I'm like, I just gotta keep going. And you talking about going all the way. So like, but I'm talking about like, you just gotta keep going wherever you are. Like, just go. Like, you just got
and
to
be grateful. Be grateful because sometimes like you say, like sometimes we're high, and then sometimes we're low. But we don't really, sometimes take into account where we're standing.
Yes.
Where we're standing where you're standing now, you could have been praying for 6 months ago.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been like,
true.
God, I need this stability. God, I need this peace.
Right.
God, I need this grace.
Yeah.
And you're standing in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't even. Yes, but you too focused.
Too busy,
Yeah.
am I gonna drop this? Am I gonna drop that? That you're not standing on, like. What God has promised you, you're standing on it right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. That is facts.
Girl, like I'm telling you, I've been listening to that. I've been listening to the word. And they was talking about how they was crossing a Jordan, I think, and God told them to pick up a stone from the bottom of the Jordan because you need to remember the stones that you shouldn't have. There was no reason why you should have ever been able to cross the Jordan.
Right.
So pick up a stone to let everybody know.
Yeah.
When times get hard, I done came this far. You know what I'm saying? I done walked across the Jordan, like the Jordan dried up for my feet. So
yeah, it's true.
We
never, like you said, we never think about the present. And I actually wrote something, I can't remember, but like, you really don't think about what you have in this moment. You're always thinking about what you don't have, what you could have, what you need. You're never thinking about what do I have right now.
Because it's all about next. Like when you scroll, it's next.
Next. What's next? But no, you really have to think. Okay, when I realize like I'm starting to think about like, I need this, I need to do this, like whatever, I start to be like, okay, hold up. What do I have in front of me right now? Who do I have with me right now? Because when you really center and ground yourself in that, then you're like, I actually have all I need. I really do have all I need in this moment.
Work what you got.
Yes, work with what you got.
Work what you got.
Yes, you have to work with what you got. Because guess what? If you can't even handle what you got right now, you're not going to be able to handle the things that you really want.
Like, because I was too busy. I was like, God, I don't know how these clothes going, come on, I don't know how I'm going to do these clothes. I don't know how I'm going to do, work what you got.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I was so worried about my clothes not being, that my clothes, like my trench coats and stuff, not just being solely my brand. Work what you got. They're not yours. They're not fully yours right now. And you can, do your stuff on top of it, but work what you got right now.
Yep. Period.
And believe that it's going to pan out.
Yep. Again, you cannot work, like, God is probably placing you right now to work with what you got now to see and test if you can even handle
what you gonna do, what you gonna do with what He gave you.
Exactly. Because if you're gonna sit here and be like, oh God, like I can't work with this, but then you're not gonna be able to work with what I have for you.
Take me back to the story of Moses. I resonated heavy with Moses, just because the way he was brought up.
Yeah.
But when he was like, what is that in your hand? Like, what is that in your hand? What did I give you in your hand?
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. God didn't even, like, He gave it to him technically, but it wasn't anything
it was
like
a stick.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, He wasn't like, okay, here's this. He was like, what do you have? What do you have? It's powerful.
So, we're going to leave it at that. This video is, I think the other one was longer, so
it was
good.
Yeah, this one was good.
This is a good time. I could probably, kind of edit this a little bit. But, yes, thank you, Mishy. Thank you, Mishy.
Thank you for that.
Words with Mishy. Mishy writes. Oh, you got some of the tags. I think I just keep the Mishy writes up on the
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, hashtag I'm going all the way, hashtag just my thoughts, but who am I? And then
Yes.
Mishy writes.
Yeah, there you go.
On my Facebook, it's 3 tags up under
There you
the
go.
label. So thank you very much for this.
Yeah, of course.
Look forward to this video getting out, the first one, first feature, sister. You can catch hers around June. Around June.
June, first month, the official month of summer. Words with Women. Praying over it. I'm grateful for the time that I had to prepare it because I feel like it's going to be important. The topic I'm thinking about is going to be important. I feel like it just, I just feel like it, I don't know, it resonated on my heart. So, we gonna see. Yes, timing.
But yeah,